Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Welcome to Lux Innovation Leaders Series. And today I have an amazing R&D innovation leader with me, and we're going to explore a lot of really exciting topics. It's Greg Meyers from Nourish Ventures. Greg, welcome.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Yeah, so let's start with, and by the way, I'm Marisa Kopec. I'm the president at Lux Research. All right, let's talk about AI a little. We'd be remiss. How are you using AI to drive productivity and your organization efficiency? Where are you seeing
Yeah,
some benefits?
and AI is obviously a very interesting new tool that everybody's looking to leverage in some form or fashion. And the way that Griffith is really handling it is first we want to truly assess where across our business where AI truly makes sense. And
Hmm.
how we want to implement and integrate it because we have very strict protocols around formula security, around how do we innovate ourselves and ensuring that,
Hmm.
we got to make sure that those things are protected in any form and fashion of where we apply AI in and across our business. So we're definitely in more of an assessment phase for Griffith Foods and how we are intending to apply AI across our business. But there's certain areas where we can certainly leverage and utilize AI today.
Right.
We're already working with some tools that have already been validated by our IT team to ensure that they're safe and secure. But ultimately, I mean, basic use cases, you'd be surprised with how much greater efficiency you can have on even developing something as easy as like a project plan, right? Of hey, have AI help you to draft the initial project plan and then build it out in a fashion that's more meaningful to the specific goals that you're trying to initiate on and the objectives you're trying to finish or get to by the time you're ready to commercialize. So I would say we're kind of in a soft implementation of AI today, but that's kind of like within the four walls of Griffith. But through Nourish Ventures investments, we're invested in companies that are actively utilizing AI in and across their business in terms of how they can, formulate for, speed, efficiency, accuracy by combining AI with machine learning. So one investment
Hmm.
is a good example, which you can see public, obviously, so not sharing anything that I can't, but
Yep.
so there's a company that we're invested in by the name of Shiru. Shiru is incredibly adept at using AI as part of their
Hmm.
overall processes for doing protein engineering. So they have a whole AI discovery platform, which I would encourage you all to go and check out. But it's really a means and mechanism by which as a food scientist, imagine the old way of evaluating proteins, one protein at a time to figure out the functionality of said ingredient and how we might be able to deploy this in and across our food business. Well, Shiva has really taken that model and flipped it on its head, where instead you can ask the AI discovery platform from Shiru, here's the protein functionalities I desire. And then they can run that through their AI machine learning systems, their proprietary softwares that they've developed by the name of Flourish, and they can then instead identify what are any of the proteins amongst the world's 500 million plus proteins on the planet that could theoretically achieve that functional objective. So
Hmm.
generally, it would take us months, years to even to find that right protein to achieve that objective. They can do it in months or weeks even to identify what are those proteins that are likely to solve for that protein functionality. They can go synthesize it again, going back to precision fermentation. They can synthesize that protein and then now tell the software whether or not it
Wow.
met those functional objectives. So I think what we're going to really see in and across the food industry is so many new technologies that are further enhanced and enabled by AI that is only going to bring greater efficiencies. Now, we also have to be cautious of obviously using some subject matter expertise to, again, not assume, but validate that the solutions coming off of these models can actually be truly implemented in and across our food value chain
Okay.
because there's regulatory implications, there's scalability
Hmm.
implications. So I think AI is a great informative tool, but ultimately it needs to be still grounded in subject matter expertise to ensure that any outputs can truly be integrated in and across our food value chain.
And how do you spell Shuru for our audience
Yeah,
if they
so
want
that's
to check it out?
absolutely. So that's Shiru, that's Shiru.